Hey guys, Itaewon Semi here. How's everyone doing? I am living life, my staycation here in Gangnam, Seoul. I'm just relaxing at home. Last week of July. Last week of July. Level 4 COVID lockdown, and I thought I'd bang out a couple of videos to go up. This will be going up August 1st. So I wanted to say, I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's doing great. We're going to talk about something very interesting and it doesn't get talked a lot about a lot. The Itaewon murders. I've lived in Itaewon for 12 years, so I know what's going on in that town and the history of that town. Now, everybody knows about the very famous Itaewon murder because there was a movie about it. That happened in 1997, where two Koreans of American background were suspected of killing a Korean national university student in the Burger King bathroom, which is today at the corner, the southeast corner. I'm going to say exit 3 of Itaewon Station, where today there is a Olive Young. So it would have been on the second floor. There's a bathroom there, and the murder occurred in the bathroom. Nobody even today knows exactly who committed the murder. Both the suspects were in the bathroom at the time of the murder. One says one did it, the other one says the other one did it. There was a huge movie about it and a TV show which piqued the interest of the people in Korea, and got the government re-involved in the case. They extradited one of the suspects who has now been convicted and 20 years in jail. That occurred in 1997, well before my time, but the conviction occurred just recently. It took about 15 to 20 years to get a conviction in this because of the mismanagement of the Korean police at that time. There was a lot of things going on because the suspects were Americans. They were protected under SOFA. They couldn't be properly investigated. The investigators didn't speak English. The suspects didn't speak Korean. Evidence was not properly managed, and travel restrictions were not properly enforced, allowing the suspects to leave Korea. And the case became a cold case until the television shows and movies brought it back to light. But what people don't know about is another murder that occurred in Itaewon that is rarely spoken about, and because there was never a movie made about it. So the famous Itaewon murder happened in 1997. There was another one that happened in 2004. Let's just get this all set up here. Sorry about that. So this happened in 2004. 2001. Again, I was not in Korea at that time. And a lot of people don't know about this case because it is not... Why is that not working? Sorry. A lot of people don't know about this case because it wasn't really in the news a lot. So let's talk about it. In the spring of 2001, there was a bunch of students, Americans, who were studying at a school in Daegu. They came to Itaewon. At that time was packed with American soldiers. In 2001, absolutely. It was St. Patrick's Day. And the girl, the victim, 21-year-old Jamie Penich, we'll call her Jamie, was there with 6 of her schoolmates, one of them being Kenzie Snyder, also 21. 19. She was 19. So Kenzie was 19, and the victim, Jamie, was 21. And they were all students at this university in Daegu. After 2 weeks, a group of 6 of them went to Itaewon to spend the weekend, St. Patrick's Day. and they went bar hopping, drinking, etc. Long story short, they socialized, went home. Everybody went home together, the group of girls, and Kenzie was the last person to see Jamie alive in her room, which is located on the southern side of Itaewon in a seedy area. At that time was very seedy and very cheap. That hotel is still there today. She was found murdered in the morning. The police investigated. I'm not going to go into the details of the crime. Let's just say it's very, okay, I'm going to go into some really gruesome details right now. So please, if you're not interested, just skip forward about 30 seconds. Basically, it was a crime of passion. Her body was found nude and stomped on. Her face was unrecognizable. So, the police and the Americans investigated. They investigated several soldiers that were seen socializing with them. A bloody shoe print was found, which led towards the U.S. Army base at the time. And eventually, they arrested Kenzie, the 19-year-old friend. She admitted to police during interrogation later on, back in the States, that she may have killed her because of a untoward sexual advance. Now, just so you know, Kenzie, the accused, is 190 pounds, and Jamie, the victim, is 5'4", 110 pounds. There was no sign of sexual assault on the body, so the police deemed it a crime of anger. And the story lines up. This one girl had made an advance on another girl. The girl had got angry and killed her because she was angry, or the girl had made an advance. The advance was rebuffed and she got angry and killed her. This is what the prosecutors have come up with. Now, the outcome of this case, the Korean prosecutors dismissed the charges against Kenzie because they could not use the American confession. It was not admissible in a Korean court. The case is still open today, and they also don't believe that she was the what they're saying in the news stories that I've been reading is that there is a possibility it could have been someone else. They can't account for the shoe prints that lead away from the male shoe prints that lead away. Not male, the large size shoe print that don't match Kenzie's shoes. Also, there's an unknown soldier that was not accounted for during the investigation. But again, in my opinion, I don't know. I've seen this story before. I've read about it before. I've heard about it, and I've seen all the details about it. Basically, my opinion, okay, now this is just my opinion, is that based on the evidence that I have seen, and I've seen all of the evidence in the story because I read the report many years ago, is that although I couldn't convict, the preponderance of evidence is that it leads to be probably the girl. Now, there is the girl, because either she made an advance and was rebuffed, or the victim made an advance and Kenzie became angry. because they'd all both been drinking. But I think it could have been a third person or second person or whatever who arrived and tried and then got scared off or something like that. But here's the other thing that could have happened, which I just recently kind of thought about, is that Kenzie committed the murder, cleaned up and went to her room. And where did the bloody footprint come from is that the guy showed up thinking he could, you know, hey, why don't we hook up or whatever. Knocked on the door, door was open, went in, saw the body, got blood on his shoe, ran out. Didn't commit the murder, but was too scared. I mean, we're talking about kids here. These are 18, 19-year-old kids. They don't think straight. They don't have rational cognitive abilities at the time and moving forward to you know, figure out maybe I should tell. So I think it tends to lead me more towards psychologically the way the murder occurred was not a crime of was not a sexual assault. It was a crime of passion. And the inconsistencies in the story of the suspect, Kenzie, tend to lead me to believe that she may have been involved in it. Why even confess? Because she later recanted, saying that the false memories were planted by the police during the interrogation. Because again, she claims that she was a naive young girl at the time, didn't understand what an interrogation was, when the police wrongfully interrogated her. But so that was another famous murder that occurred in Itaewon. Now, that did not occur at the Hamilton Hotel, as is famously told. People like to tell the story that it happened at the Hamilton Hotel, but it did not. I know exactly where it happened. It happened south of the Hamilton Hotel, along Bongwangdong, on the left-hand side when you're walking south. There's a hotel there. I'm not going to say the name of the hotel or whatever. Motel. It's a seedy little motel. It's still there today. And it's on the south side. I know exactly where it is. I've walked past it many times. No, I've never been in it. Don't need to. I had a house. Anyway, so that is that story. If you guys want to look it up, you can look it up, and the name of the victim is Jamie Pench, P-E-N-I-C-H, and her murder occurred in the spring of 2001. And she was a 21-year-old junior from the University of Pittsburgh, studying at a university in Daegu. Anyway, that is a strange story to say about what happened in Itaewon, you know, the seedy side of Itaewon, which a lot of people don't know about. People know about the seedy side of Itaewon, about the murders that happened in Itaewon that are not publicized in the movies. Anyway, please stay safe, everyone. Itaewon Sammy, living life. I'm out.